what's up everybody? It's Brian from ReviewTheWorld.com. I know you got a bookmark. Today, we got something very special. Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe. We know how you kids like them extra sloppy. Some Billy Madison for you guys. It's been a while since I dusted off my old VHS. Herr's. They make a lot of different snacks. And I gotta say, I always kind of considered Herr's like D grade. I thought that they, you know, stale, cheap. And that's until I had their cheese curls, which come in a wide variety of myriad flavors.
Yeah, we had, what was it? It was like bacon cheddar.
We tried the bacon cheddar. I've had the buffalo blue cheese. They got a pizza flavor. They're all good. Pretty insanely snackable. So I'm ready to give their chips another chance. Now, their chips come in like dozens of flavors. Some pretty out there flavors, in fact. This particular one, though, struck me. Sloppy Joe flavored potato chips. If you don't know what a Sloppy Joe picture is, this picture, excuse me, this picture, I mean, tells the tale. At home, you might not be doing sesame seed bun, but you got a bun, you got basically some hamburger that's cooked up, tossed in a sauce. I'm not a huge Sloppy Joe fan. I mean, we ate it a bit as kids, but it's one of those easy meals. I'm imagining lower income families, as I came from, are probably pretty familiar with Sloppy Joe.
I ate them as a kid.
And you know, nowadays, every once in a while, like a few times a year, my wife will bust them out for her and the kids, and I don't even like, you know, and I'm kind of eats everything. I'm kind of just like, man, I think I've had my share of Sloppy Joes for this lifetime. You know, I'll kind of pick at it a little bit. But when I saw it in chip form, very curious, you know, how they're going to try to do this. So I like too that this is a manageable bag size, like I can palm it. You know, sometimes with chips nowadays, they come in these monstrous sizes, and you just feel guilty looking at it at the grocery market. So this is nice. I would describe that as a barbecue chip, but definitely with something a little bit more, maybe ketchup-y, kind of spicy.
I was going to say maybe, yeah, a little tomato.
I'm going to grab one of the chips that's fairly coated in seasoning, you know. Why not?
In fact, let's go look inside that bag.
Please do.
Oh, wow. About what I expected.
Seventh Gate of Hell. I'm trying to think deep here, guys. I just love, you know, the serenity of the park kind of juxtaposed with like the bloody bandage. You know, the band-aid that somebody left behind. Just a really nice, you know. My first impression is one that not even necessarily dealing with the flavor itself. It's just that the chips are really fresh. I did not expect that. Again, I've underestimated hers for the last time. On the back end, these are very salty. Some of the most salty chips I think I've ever had, besides like a tortilla chip, you know. Very salty. The flavor is faintly Sloppy Joe. I'm going to eat another one, or a couple more here at once, to try to really pin down my thoughts on the taste. Because I know that's what you're wanting to know. Again, very fresh chips. You know, I think they got it, man. I know you may have been doubting it. So very suspect, but as I go back in, the overwhelming saltiness is certainly there, and it kind of masks the flavor. But there is something that's simply and specifically Sloppy Joe. Now, if you've never had a Sloppy Joe, I don't even know why you would buy these chips, honestly, but I'm dying to know what these guys think. And also, if you've possibly had these elsewhere, other parts of the world, send in your comments, because I was skeptical. But I really kind of think that they pulled off the Sloppy Joe chip. I would eat these as a fun sort of thing. I don't know if I would necessarily restock, you know, my pantry with these, but they're not bad. They're just very salty. Nick likes salty stuff. Maybe maybe he'll champion these. But we're gonna bring the guys in.
I still have the breath.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess it's our turn to try the Sloppy Joe chips. I do remember us having the cheddar bacon ones, and well, those were the cheese curls. But those were pretty good.
I just want to know if the are good, Keith, will you properly immortalize them with the neck tattoo? Because I think that would be appropriate. You've got a little bit of retail space left
Just
up there.
a little bit.
Wow, look at the color on this one. Now they have sort of that ketchup-y kind of smell inside. It doesn't really give me the Sloppy Joe feeling. But you know, I guess some people have theirs a little more ketchup-y, some people have theirs a little more tomatoey.
Kind of smells like a barbecue chip. Like, that's what I would say. It's kind of barbecue, like a Ruffles.
I like Ruffles. They're definitely fresh. Whoa. I see that salty. As soon as I lick my lips, it's like sitting there in the corner.
And I will say, I'm not a guy that ever has pointed out, I don't think any time in my life, something being salty. It's not something that typically offends me or I notice. But that one, it was unmistakable.
Now, right off the bat, to me, it tasted very ketchup-y. But it kind of has a back kick of kind of barbecue. A little sweet, a little bit of that tangy.
Now, it may have been years and years, but even from memory, I don't know, Keith, your Sloppy Joe heritage.
I always loved them from school.
Okay.
One thing that school could do other than pizza.
Can you pick up any notes of something that would be specifically Sloppy Joe, or is it more of a vague?
I would have more of like a barbecue taste.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Which is kind of like a close cousin of Sloppy Joe, really.
I would recommend a small bag.
Yeah, if you could get a smaller bag.
An individual bag.
Sure.
Eat them, but yeah, I would never buy a big bag of these. So, in other words, I will never be taking up the neck with a Sloppy Joe potato
Oh man,
chip.
well that's.
They are fresh though. Now, just going on that, I would definitely try some of the other flavors of potato chips that Herr's has to offer.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's really fresh, and that, like you've said before, sometimes, because I always kind of imagine Herr's too, sort of your off-brand chips. You know, you go into Aldi's.
Yeah, I'm guilty of it.
But they're not awful, you know, but
they had a few other flavors. I know there was a baby back rib one that was there. There was a Texas Pete's hot sauce one. There was a lot of different flavors, but this one seemed kind of the most absurd, and so that always rings my bell.
Actually, it kind of has like a little bit of an onion flavor to it.
Yeah, which, you know,
like
you could sometimes
Sloppy Joe.
You know,
have some onions or some green pepper.
Without thinking about it, for a split second, I had sort of that oniony.
Yeah.
I'll just talk. I'm just gonna have to reach back in. This is gonna be in surround sound.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't really know about them being close to the Sloppy Joe flavor, but they're not bad. Sort of, you could put them in a bowl, not tell anybody like what kind of chips they are, and they would just assume they're barbecue.
Yeah.
You know, there might be somebody like, these taste kind of odd, you know, and then you could tell them like, oh, you've been eating Sloppy Joe chips.
It might be a mental thing, but you know, like even having that chip just then, I really do feel like I can sense it. But again, they may have just won me over mentally.
Yeah. Flavor, I could do better, but the chip is good. And so far for Herr's, as far as the chip, that's 2 for 2.
Yeah, they're batting a pretty high average. I'm surprised. Maybe later on this year and into the future, we'll continue to kind of unearth some of those more interesting Herr's flavors.
Yeah, definitely.
His or her hoodies.
His or her hoodies. Oh, that's something else altogether.
Look, ginger.
Squirrel.
See, I work, but she don't work. But she's the first to curse when shit don't work. I take my ass around the earth so she can spend my money first.